Mr. Ramesh Anand, who's from Cannabis. Welcome to WCC, sir.
Yeah,
A
thank
great
you.
pleasure having you
Thank
here.
you.
So, can you please elaborate about your company and what is it into, which are the countries you trade and all that?
Actually, I've been in this cashew for more than 28 years in cashew. I started my career as in the cashew line in Africa,
Yes, sir.
and it's in 1990 my journey started in cashew industry. So I was in Africa for a few years before I moved to Vietnam in 1993. Since 1993, I'm in Vietnam. I work for a Singapore trading firms where we deal in cashew nuts as one of the main commodities, apart from other agriculture commodity business. So from 93, we were also the biggest exporter of raw cashew nuts out of this markets in Africa and as well as in Vietnam till 95.
Yes, sir.
Then after that, there was a little bit of 96, 97. The government started putting a duty structure in Vietnam. There was a little bit slowdown in exports. Then 97 onwards, Vietnam started importing. So the whole scenario in Vietnam cashew industry changed in a fraction of just few years. There used to be a few factories which used to process, and 50-60% raw nuts used to be exported. Where in turn, in 97 onwards, they started importing a small portion of from 20, 25, 30, 40,000 tons. They were importing. As a cannabis, I came in my own business in 1999. I started my venture, my own company, Cannabis, started in India as well as in Vietnam.
Yes.
There was an office we set up. Then from there, we again, as my experience is main is cashew, so I still go with cashew. Then apart from, I diversify in various business in other agriculture commodities. We're in agrochemicals, we're in animal feeds, we are into pharmaceuticals, we are in veterinary. So we have diversified in many areas, seeing the opportunities what I have in Vietnam. So that's what my strength in Vietnam. So mostly I sit in Vietnam, I operate my business. And cashew is one thing which Vietnam made a lot of changes from industry, where they were exporter of raw nuts. Then after that, processing industry started slowly geared up to cover the whole production. And that time Vietnam was not even having a production of less than 100,000 tons. In those years, I'm talking about 93, 94, 95. And then later, 97, they started import raw nuts from Africa because they were short of material. And slowly the production increased. It went double, 200,000 tons. But still they need more materials. Then gradually the increase of raw nuts started importing more. And today, with so much factories, today Vietnam have more than the small size factories, there are more than some 700, 800 factories. And the bigger size, another 200 factories. So put together, there are nearly 1,000 factories in and around Vietnam. A big size and small size, cottage, everything included. But today, Vietnam produces nearly close to 400,000 tons of raw nuts. And they do also import from the neighboring country, Cambodia, 40-50,000 tons. And imports alone from West Africa region, Indonesia, and even I heard this year they imported something from Bangladesh. It's a new destination which I just come to know.
Yes, sir.
And totally they are importing more than 1 million ton, which it's a really very remarkable quantity. What they have come to that level, and total production is touching more than 1.5 million tons,
Right, sir.
which I think they have did a very fantastic job in the industry, as a cashew industry. And with this, their export of kernels, 95% is being exported, major to Europe and China, and US and other countries, which is again, past years they were doing $3 billion, and with the prices in the world market has gone up for both the raw material and the kernels. I believe there is again the value has going to be more than $4 billion of kernel export business, which the government is targeting the industry to focus exports. So definitely in the short span of this 20 years, I see a lot of changes.
Yes.
And I've seen the depth of cashew from the day from 93, what the industry was there, how the industry works, and today how it is. And I can proudly say this industry in Vietnam is growing very nice as an industry and very modernized, and every day there is a technology driven and some new techniques has been implemented, and they're using more sophistication in modernizing the processing methods, and that is really helping cashew nut to be a major nut in the market, and because there is a good flow of quantity, and this again depends the raw nut production. If it doesn't increase in the near future, then there'll be more problems of the factories which now depends on the raw nuts, because as well as now there is a lot of developments taking place in Africa also. There's a lot of government claiming that there should be a processing setup should happen in their origins. So if that happens in the near future, then there'll be a short of material for both Vietnam and India if the government doesn't, or the industry doesn't plan to develop the farmings or to develop more production, local production. It may be an issue in the near future. But overall, I think the cashew and the cashew kernel market is growing well. Of course, there is a lot of speculation, risk factors in terms of pricing. There's a lot of volatility in market. In recent past, there is a very high upward and downward prices being speculated heavily. So that has to be a little bit stable. If that can be done, only the kernel market, kernel buyers with selected raw nut traders can, or the processors can stabilize the prices, so which can give a good healthy business instead of having no issue of defaults or conflicts, or because what happens in this time when there's a price increase high level and down upward, there is a quality also comes a issue, because people rush for the pressure of the shipments, so they don't maintain the standards norms of the process of the quality in the farm gates. So they ship with high moisture and little bit, and the voyage is very high, where the quality problems arises. So all those small corrective measures can be taken, so that there will be healthy business for the whole, for the business people, for the processors, for the traders, and the suppliers, so that there is no conflict of interest in their business. So many things has to be taken care, on quality fronts, because it's again it plays important role. As again the value of gone very high, so claims and losses, damages is too high in recent business. So one has to be more cautious and take care on that. So things can help the business go smoothly. And because market upward downward, it's again international. It will depend on the crop size and kernel demand. So it's again depends on the world market how it reacts. So that we cannot control. But if some quality part and things have been taken care, so there will be minimum damages or minimum losses. So people will be able to perform, and at least business can carry well. So this is what I feel with my experience, what I've seen, and we have been also doing trading of raw nuts. We do a sizable quantity from all origins, and we also have operations in our own office in Nigeria. We do a reasonable quantity there. Apart from other countries, we buy from our associates. I have certain principals who I cooperate, we work together, and I mostly concentrate to Vietnam factories to sell my raw nuts. So that's my main market, and apart from that we have other business. I have operations in India, Vietnam, Singapore, Cambodia, Myanmar, and as well as in Nigeria, West Africa. This is where we operate.
Yes, sir. So how is the weather so far in Vietnam? What are your expectations for this year, sir? How is the crop going to be, the size of the crop?
Yeah, Vietnam's this year, because we had a few rains in the recent last month. So this year looks the crop bit delayed, and which supposed to be happen by this month. It's a similar time with Indian crop or West African Nigerian crop and Vietnam crop. And we should have got some material by this time, but it's still not yet out. But expecting the material to be available by March, and they feel that the crop should be good and there should be a good quantity. Same, at least they expect at least 400,000 tons or more for production, Vietnam production. Plus they are expecting this Cambodia nuts also to be coming to them, because most 70-80% of the nuts of Cambodia comes to Vietnam. We hope that the crop should be good. That's what most of the factories and most of the farmers expects. And we see there is good flour, so we estimate that there should be good crop.
Yeah. So as you said, you trade in Africa as well as in Vietnam. What are the issues as an importer you face, and how is it different?
See, as I told you, you see there is current situation in both Africa's. Again, the problem is that now in the farm gate, whatever the material we buy, of course we do a lot of process. But recent days, what is happening is that there's a lot of pressure in the market because when there is a sudden vacuum for demand and people just rush to buy whatever materials available. So the farmers feel that okay, when there's ready people available and not much of norms in quality checks or moisture checks, so they don't care much to have the time to process. So everybody wants immediate. Okay, so there is a problem because this problem is being created by the buyers or by the traders, or creating kind of a panic situation, which doesn't allow the farmers or the sellers to give a time for them to do the process.
Yes.
So which is again put you in a stage where you cannot maintain a quality because you ship a goods with little moisture. By the time it's a long voyage, you will end up some issues of quality. Even a few bags will end up as a damage to that container. So this is what been happening, and we have been trying to, focus the suppliers, the farmers, to educate them that at the gate itself they should dry it so that there is a control of moisture, so that the nuts can be preserved, and by the time arrives the destination, so the customer is satisfied, there is no issues of quality.
Yes.
So if the well dried nuts, there may be a little variation in quality, but not to an extent. But today this issue is still being continued. But of course there's a lot of people have been taught how to minimize, and so that the process has been done properly at the load port before it transports. So hope so. Let's see whether these changes do happen.
What do you think about WCC, sir? What are your expectations for next year?
I feel WCC did very remarkable progress in this past years since their start of this Congress. I feel definitely they have did a good job, and it has covered all areas of in the cashew industry, from all sides, from the supplier side, from the kernel buyers to the machineries and traders, exporters. Everybody has been in one platform. It's very good, and I think WCC also can have a workshop on this quality aspects by inviting specific this inspection bodies like Vinacontrol, Cafe Control, RBS, SGS, Sukafindo, Intertech, so many people who are all involved in Bureau Veritas, and I have a good working session, norms of quality, in raw net purchase contract, what is the quality standards to be mean, how this quality test been done, uniformity. There should not be a difference between a testing company have a difference of opinion in their analysis. So that can be made a proper in one forum where they understood and have one kind of agreement. Okay, this is the norms we follow. This is the standard we need to have the analysis. This is the thing we should follow. So that makes a kind of a agreement which practiced at the load port or destination. There shouldn't be no differences. Or Bureau just checks, and here Vinacontrol check, maybe he check different method, we check a different method. So all those things we can eradicate and bring corrective measures. So all those things I think WCC also can take a role in having one forum. Even I had told this Vinacontrol person also, every year starting the season we should have one coffee meet inviting the processors, QC people, and the related QC of their factories come and have this is the standards what you set up. This standard, this is where the cut test will be done on this basis, where the defect is, what is the analysis being done on this basis. So people are clear. So there's no difference of opinion comes later. So people are clear, oh, this is the quality check will happen on this manner, and this analysis will be done. So it makes more clear and more transparency.
Yes.
So I feel that WCC can also have, or as you're having a 3-day, one day you can have at least for 2-3 hours one workshop on quality aspect. Definitely this will gain more confidence for the
Surely will.
buyer as well as exporters or sellers,
Yes.
and for the business community, even on the nuts and as well as for the cashew kernels. Definitely it can help.
Yes, I will surely take your
Yeah.
advice, and thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being a part.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.